In the second part, I want to show you how to deal with resources now. We created our first day with the sim session, the briefing and the debrief, and we created now the second day with the LOE session and again with briefing and debrief. Now, of course, we need a flight instructor, we need a briefing room, we will need a simulator, and of course we need as trainees our captain and the first officer. It is important to point out at this place already that in the Mint system you normally, for the curriculum design, you do not deal with real names. You do not say that we need Joe Pilot for the sim session or for the LOE session. We rather deal with qualifications. We tell the system which qualification is needed in the individual session, so that the system then later, when it comes to automatic scheduling, can pick the qualified and available resource. And I'm going to show you that now. So here we have our products page, and this is the product that we created in the last session. I open this by double-clicking, and here we have our 2 days. Now again, we do not assign directly the name of a resource. We rather refer to the qualification. We do this with the concept of slot groups. Okay, so we will start with the flight instructor, and we need a flight instructor for both days, for all our events. So I right mouse click, select all, another right mouse click, new slot group. You can see that the events are all selected. That is because I selected them all before. So we can go directly to the next page and call this slot group Flight Instructor of type Instructor, and we only need one. You might have other slot groups with more than one. Eligibility, and this is now the qualification. Here you have our record items tree, and we select the qualification that we need here. So flight instructor qualifications A320 flight instructor. Click here to move it over, and now we told the system that for these 6 events, for day 1 and day 2, we need a flight instructor. We need somebody who has this qualification. Clicking on apply. Do you wish to execute another operation? No, for the moment. So here we are. And now you can see here we have our first flight instructor qualification. Okay, that's the first thing. Now we need a briefing room for the briefing and debriefing sessions. In this case, of course, now we do not select all events. We just select these 4 events and make a right mouse click, new slot group. You can see only the briefing sessions and debriefing sessions are selected. We go to the next step and we call it briefing room. That's of type device and facility, and again the eligibility. Now we have to look for the qualification that is needed here. Facilities and devices, A320 briefing room. This is what we need. This is the qualification that we need here. Again, we do not specify a specific room. We only refer to the qualification. Apply. No. Now you can see we have the briefing room, but the briefing room slot groups only apply to the briefing session. So if I click here on briefing, you can see this is selected. If I click on debrief, this is selected. This briefing here and debriefing here. So it shows us exactly where the events are, where this slot group apply. Okay, so far so good. What else do we need? We need a simulator for this day and that day. So we select the sim session here and we select the sim session here. Both are selected. Right mouse click, new slot group. You can see again, next, same procedure. Now we tell the system we need here the simulator. That is again of type device and facility, and we only need one, of course. And again, we have to look for the proper qualification. A320, now we need the simulator qualification. The simulator qualification. Apply. No. Same procedure. So now we have our flight training instructor, we have the briefing room, and we have the simulator. The last thing we need is captain and first officer. And since this is done normally manually, so the system does not assign the captain and first officer automatically, we don't need the qualification. We just need the slot group. So we can say we need it, of course, for all our events again. Select all, right mouse click new, slot group. All events are selected again. We need our captain of type trainee, and we don't select an eligibility here because we do not want the system to automatically assign them. In this case, this is enough. We just need a slot group. We just need a place where we later then put the name of the captain manually. Apply. And now we say, yes, do you wish to execute another operation? Because we also want to assign the first officer. Okay, so for the same thing, we need a first officer. Here it is. And that again is of type trainee. And we need one. Apply. Now all our qualifications and slot groups are filled properly. We click on Apply to save the results to the database. So this was this session about resources, how to assign the resources, or better said, the qualification. And in the next session, I want to show you how to make sure that you do not only have a qualified and available resource, but that you also tell the system that in some cases you want to have the same instructor. You, for example, don't want to change the instructor between briefing and the LOE session. It is not enough to have a qualified instructor in the briefing and the LOE session. It must be the same instructor. But that is part for our next lesson.